Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. This is Professor Diaz, and today we're going to be working on Lab 2, General Arithmetic Operations. So we need to create a program that calculates the square, the cube, and the modulus based on whatever the user puts in. So in the figure below, we have an idea of exactly what our text needs to read and what our results should be. Okay, so our software requirements are that we want to use whole number variables, x and y. So we're going to have to use those. And we're going to have to use the following operators when solving the square of a number. So we are going to multiply the number by itself. We're going to multiply the number by itself for cubed, and then we're going to use the modulus operator for finding the remainder. And let's go ahead and escape this. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and go to my REPL. I'm going to create a Python REPL, Lab 2. All right, first things first, we want to get the user input. So to do so, let's first start by creating a variable x as described in the requirements. We're going to set that equal to int input, enter an integer to be squared. So just to show you a little bit about what we're doing here. So we're taking the variable x and we're assigning it this value. So first, to get the text from a user, to get user input, we use the input function. So input, and then the string will give the user a prompt so that they know that it's time for them to enter the number. There will also be a blinking, the cursor blinks, waiting for the user. Then we needed to convert this into an integer. What I mean is, when we get the input, the value that the user enters in is going to be a string, but we want that to be an integer because, again, we want to do mathematical operations on it. So we get the information from the user and we convert it to an integer. All right, so we're going to print, and we're going to print a little bit different than you might be used to. We're going to print with f strings. So you type in an f, and then curly braces, x, okay, squared equals x times x, curly braces. So what this is doing is it's taking the variable x within these curly braces, whatever value is there, and it's inputting it into the text. Additionally, we can also perform mathematical operations. So in this curly brace here, we have x times x, or the square. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. So we're going to run the program. So I'll enter an integer to be squared. I'll enter 3. Hit enter. And 3 squared equals 9. That sounds correct. All right. We also needed to enter a number to be cubed. So we're going to do the same thing. Enter an integer to be cubed. Okay. And you might want to go ahead of me and try to do this one on your own and see if you got it right. But if not, don't worry about it. We're going to go ahead and print, and then we're going to use those f strings again. So in the curly braces, x cubed equals, And then as part of the program requirements, they wanted us to x times itself times itself. So here we go. And let's go ahead and run that. So this is the 3, we get 9. An integer to be cubed. Let's go ahead and use 2. And 2 cubed equals 8. That looks correct as well. All right, so once again, we use the curly braces with the variable inside to represent whatever the value is there. So whatever the value of x is at that time is going to be displayed as a result of this f string. Finally, we're going to be getting 2 user inputs. So we need 2 variables. We'll use x and y. So x equals int input enter a first number, or whatever the PDF for Lab 2 says. So enter a first number, and then we're going to set y equal to int input, and then this one will say enter a second number. Right? So now we're going to get 2 variables from the user. We're going to get x and we're going to get y. And finally, we use our print statement. We're going to do f, and we're going to say x divided by y has a remainder of, and then right here we'll put x mod, it's a percent sign, y, so x mod y. So we'll go ahead and run this one more time. 2, 2, and then we'll do 2, and we'll do 1. 2 divided by 1 has a remainder of 0. So the modulus actually takes whatever the remainder is and it uses that. This can be really useful when we're trying to determine if a number is odd or even, because when we divide the number 2 by anything, we get a remainder of 1. When we divide 2 with an odd number, we're going to get a remainder of 1. And when we divide 2 by an even number, we get a remainder of 0. And that is it for today. I hope that this video was helpful for you. Thank you so much for listening and have a wonderful day.